of glucose. And as much as so much of the glucose-centric view is only worried about the high glucose is harmful. That it can induce the glycation of molecules throughout the body, where the glucose is literally binding things and disrupting their function, proteins, fats. So glucose is harmful, but so too is the volatility of the glucose, where it's really high, then it's really low, and then it's really high again. That is a roller coaster of energy for the brain, where you're force feeding the brain all this glucose, and now you're depriving it. It's like a form of abuse on the brain. But when it's a ketogenic diet, it is stable, consistent energy. And so it's not surprising to me that people find they're able to resist cravings better, because the brain is able to say to the rest of the body, no, we don't need that. We're doing fine. We got energy.
What about the heart?
Oh my gosh, that's a brilliant question. So I would say the brain is number one tissue that thrives on ketones, and I'd actually put the heart as number two. There is a lot of great research. I would refer people to Gary Lopachuk's work and others that I just don't know personally, but I know him. He's at the University of Alberta in Edmonton, and he has found, and others, so I'm going to synthesize their work collectively, that when a person's experiencing heart failure, it's a combination of variables where the heart may not be able to contract well enough to eject the blood. It has to work a lot harder for every pump. In that case, they have found that the heart will shift its fuel to start relying on ketones to improve its function. But there was a paper just published this year looking at a different form of beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is the main ketone. Whenever I've been saying ketone, I've been thinking of the molecule beta-hydroxybutyrate. When the liver makes BHB, or beta-hydroxybutyrate, it actually comes in two forms that are mirror opposites of each other in structure. So the way they're built, it's referred to as DBHB or LBHB. So in heart failure, the heart muscle itself, like the brain, starts relying a lot on DBHB as its fuel. Then you would say that begs the question, well, what about the L? This paper that was just found used a pig heart model, which is actually shockingly close to human anatomy. So it's a pretty good corollary. Here, they found that with LBHB infused into the cardiovascular system of the pigs,
which is ketones,
which is a different form of the ketone that the liver makes. Yeah, so the liver's making two types of BHB, DBHB and LBHB. And when they perfused the cardiovascular system with LBHB, they found that what's called ejection fraction, so the amount of blood coming out of the left ventricle, which is the part of the heart that's beating blood everywhere. So with LBHB, they found that the heart was able to eject 40% more blood for every beat. But now you would say, well, it's just because you're making the heart work harder. No, it was not at all an effect of the heart itself. It was because all of the great arteries, like the aorta, right out of the left ventricle will come the aorta, which is the main avenue for moving blood everywhere. The aorta expanded and all of the great vessels enlarged so much that the heart was now able to beat out 40% more blood with every single beat. So when it comes to someone with heart failure, I think they should be among the most interested in testing out the effects of ketones. Even as a personal